Hey guys, welcome to the Mr. Maple Show. I'm Matt.
And I'm Tim. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, sign up for our weekly emails on MrMaple.com. Today we're going through a house of a lot of things that are to come on our 10 at 10. If you sign up for our weekly emails, you'll be able to know when these things are becoming available on MrMaple.com. And share this video with your gardening friends. We appreciate it.
Hey guys, we're trying some new programming here on the Mr. Maple Show. We're calling these walkthrough Wednesdays. You guys have been enjoying our nursery tours, so we're going to be doing some more walkthroughs, going to other gardens and things like that. And those are going to be premiering on our walkthrough Wednesdays. Brian told me I got to get in this house with things that are still to come. So most of these trees in this house aren't available yet. Some will be next spring, some will be sooner. A lot of this is more in the works, but we're going to give you a little peek behind the scenes here at some things we're working on and some upcoming things here at Mr. Maple. We hope you enjoy this, and let us know if you like this format for our walkthrough Wednesdays. We're going to premiere these videos, actually. So they're going to come up like the 10 at 10. I think you're going to like this format. Let us know if it's something you're interested to see more walkthroughs here at Mr. Maple.
So up first, we've got Acer Palmatum Dragon Master. It's actually most of this whole section down through here, except for some Hanamatois in the back. It's a new weeping selection from our Area 51 collection. We love this plant here.
Yeah, these aren't quite finished sizes yet, so you're getting a behind the scenes look. We're going to let these finish out a little bit more before we offer them. Awesome plant though. Golden yellow Ryusin style. I basically describe this one as a Orange Dream X Ryusin. So think of it with that weeping style, but with an amazing golden yellow coloration.
And when it first leaves out, it can really give you some nice oranges too. I mean, the weeping yellows are something that are super spectacular. This is one that we found here at Mr. Maple, like we said, as part of our Area 51 collection and our Pendulous Treasures collection. We've got full videos on both of those, so go check those out.
Yeah.
And amazing plant that is just very unique, very different. And for its weeping style, it's one that's going to give you some amazing colors.
It's probably my favorite weeping yellow. You'll see several in this house. We're doing every form of weeping yellow there are. But this one, maybe it holds a special place to me, but I think it's probably the best looking one overall of the group.
It's pretty cool.
Really fun plant. There's a lot in this house. Celebration. Again, we're actually filming this in September of 2022. So, you know, we're a little bit greener in this time of the year, especially in our cold frames. But Celebration, always a fan favorite.
I mean, it's probably one of our most popular spring interest Japanese maples. It's one of those ones that just gives you that amazing red, pink red that you don't get out of many other plants.
Right. This tree will get an electric pink to it. Really premium. I kind of describe it, and I've talked about it a lot, but more as like the neon pink purple ghost is a great way to think about this one. Recently had this on a 10 at 10. Talon Buchholz describes this as possibly his best introduction to date. That says enough for me right there. Celebration, always really cool. Pretty good sizes in these too. I mean, these are all actually in the works still, but...
And we've got a full video on Celebration, but we also have a video on our new Ghost, which is the reticulated types that came on after the Ghost series. Go check that out. This one is one of our favorites for sure. We can't do enough of Celebration because it's pretty spectacular. And then coming down through here, we've got a whole array of Makawa Yatsubusa.
I don't know if you want to show them this yet. So these are Makawa seedlings. Again, we're in September, so you can see some flushes on these. Some of these are going to be a nice pink and orange and red, and in the spring, we're actually going to go through this entire set of Makawa Yatsubusa seedlings, pick our favorites from this group, and we'll see if any of these are worthy of cultivar status. So right now, it's got to be premium. It's got to be one that improves the situation.
It's got to beat Red Panda if it's a red. It's got to beat Mystic Makawa if it's an orange.
Yeah, or Koi. Those are some of our favorite selections. So a lot of these will be available next spring. Even some amazing pinks and reds here. We love going through Makawa Yatsubusas and evaluating. So these actually won't get listed at least until next spring, until we see them in peak spring color. These are actually some of the reds here. So you can see those new growth flushes. Interesting stuff going on there for sure. We'll be doing some evaluating through those.
Right behind you is a really awesome one too. We got Bihu. Acer Palmatum Bihu. Now this one here, they're in the cold frames right now, so the bark isn't as yellow as they will be, but this is a Japanese maple that gives you some really nice winter interest with bright yellow bark. It was brought over from Japan, and it instantly became a hit because there's nothing else that is that same color yellow. But Bihu is that other form of yellow that's just really bright.
Bright yellow to it. It's actually its least eventful color right now. They store a little sap before that fall color, so they're actually, the chlorophyll's really high on them. As these get into the winter months, that bark will get electric yellow. It's one of the brightest yellows. Good drainage being paramount on these, but as you can see for Bihu, these are excellent sizes. These are still to come too. These aren't even ready yet.
Yeah, a pretty awesome plant. And then this is a pretty awesome set. What is this?
Taki no Ogawa. So hey, you big leaf Japonicum types out there, Taki no Ogawa in the works here. These pretty soon. I mean, we're in September now, but wait till October. That fall color is going to be nuts on these. Awesome, very rounded leaf Acer Japonicum with great fall color. Oranges, reds. I mean, premium fall color on this one.
I would say Taki no Ogawa is one of those Japanese maple cultivars that is a very traditional full moon leaf. I mean, this is almost like the leaves we saw at Nikko National Park at those waterfalls.
It reminds me the most of the native species Japanese Acer Japonicum that you find in the wild there in Japan. And we've done some collecting on those. It certainly is the most reminiscent of what you'll find actually in the native habitat, which I think is great in a cultivar. I mean, not a lot of people even know that, but it's going to look a lot like your traditional Acer Japonicum found in the wild. And
bold oranges and reds in the fall. Awesome, awesome selection. A classic selection from Japan.
Yeah.
But is one that we tend to try to do as many as we can. The Japonicums are hard for us to keep in stock.
I can hear someone in the comments section below. This isn't on the website right now. Well, this is a preview of things to come. Definitely sign up for our emails on MrMaple.com. All these items are coming. Yeah. Hey, before we move along, let's grab Amber Ghost. This one's always a fan favorite. So Amber Ghost will definitely be coming back to our website soon. Acer palmatum Amber Ghost, the introduction there by Talon Buckholz. Probably the second most popular ghost after Purple Ghost. Amber Ghost might be one of the most heavily sought after though.
And you're right, it definitely is coming out very soon. You can see the roots coming out the bottom of the pot.
These are ready.
Amber Ghost is probably, like you said, probably the second most popular one. It really gives some nice amber reticulated hues. Check out our video on the Ghost series by Talon Buckholz. But this one just really also has some really nice fall colors of that bright, intense orange red that gives this plant, makes it a great fall color interest, but also really good spring interest.
So another show coming soon, Showcase Saturdays. We're going to do things like that. Full showcase we did on the Ghost series. Definitely go check that out. We talk about the entire original Ghost series and each member of that group. And we're going to be doing those showcases on Saturdays like that. So that'll be an upcoming show we're working on as well. I think this new format's going to give us a lot of good ideas and ways to get new content to you guys. So I hope you like that. Showcase Saturdays coming soon.
Amazing plant though.
Some Moonrise over here, bro.
Yeah, Moonrise. Classic introduction by our good friend, Carl Munn. It's one of the best Acer Shirasolanum selections to really give you some good color and have some good vigor to it as well.
Again, we're shooting this in September, so one of the least eventful color times. It's not uncommon for this tree to have yellow, orange, and red all on it at the same time. Love that new growth that kind of gets that apricot pinkish red over top of it, over top of the yellow. Amazing plant. Brian says sometimes it's his favorite. I think they can change from day to day, but it's one that's near and dear to all of us. We have an amazing specimen of this at Maplewood Gardens as well, and just a Shirasolanum that we can't do enough of.
We were down at Pat Dye's place, and I think one of our very first Moonrises came because Carl Munn was down at Pat Dye's, Coach Pat Dye's down at Auburn University at his hunting lodge.
Yeah.
And Carl came and gave everybody a Moonrise.
Yeah, free gift.
A free gift that time. And that was our first Moonrise, and we just fell in love with it.
I miss Coach Dye, man. That guy could cook a steak. That was a fun time. We had a good time hanging out with Carl Munn and Coach Pat Dye. It's Pat Dye Stadium at Auburn, so famous football coach there. And he passed away, I think, last year, but just really good friend of ours and great memories of going and hanging out with Brian and Brian Upchurch and Carl Munn and just talking all things maples and Bill Shell and Coach Dye. Really fun time. I'll always remember that with Moonrise, what a good time it was associated with. So Amy will kill me if I don't talk about her plant. We got Acer Olivieranum Hot Blonde here. You can see these are fast growers. These aren't on the website currently, but they'll be coming back in stock. I'll have to get this on camera in the fall here in a little bit. They are electric pink red. Awesome plant here. Part of our Heat Seeker series, so definitely check out that Heat Seekers video. I think it's actually outperforming our Ghost series right now. It's been very popular. I really appreciate you guys watching that one.
And this is probably one of my favorite fall color Japanese maples, even though it's a yellow. I mean, you know I love yellow. Everyone always knows that. But the fall color on this is outstanding. So its fall color is equally as amazing of a characteristic of this plant as the yellow is. And the fall color lasts for a long time with that red color. It's, I think, one of our best introductions to date. And
yeah.
It'll be hard for us to find a better introduction down the road to beat Hot Blonde, because it's
extremely
such a cool
fast growing. This one can put on over 1.5 feet of growth a year. It's going to rival Ceru for that growth rate. Durable as all get out. This one's one of the most heat tolerant maples we do with that Acer olivieranum. It's a hybrid between a Chinese maple and a palmatum, and just amazing colors there. Actually, probably Shirasawa for the color, we think, but definitely a hybrid between a Japanese maple and a Chinese maple that is hard to beat.
I didn't see we had some yellow Cascade coming on. There's a small set of yellow Cascade.
Oh man, I'm a big fan of this one too. Another Talon Buckholz introduction.
And this one, it really has a nice butter yellow color to it. And so it's a fantastic weeping yellow that is more butter yellow than yellow yellow.
Hey, broken record here, but check out our full video on yellow Cascade. We did a highlight at our office in front of some giant specimens of this one. You're going to want to check that out to see what these can look like in their full glory. Awesome plant. Like Tim said, this one's bringing that butter yellow. It is a soft, soft yellow, large leaves to it. Great accompaniment to some of the other weeping ones, but you're going to love this one. The colors are great. It's been an excellent grower for us. We've been bringing these to you in the unstaked. I may stake a few things up for next spring, but you guys have been really liking trying the hanging basket, so we've been kind of letting you pick there. But if we stake these up, I mean, they're already huge if you stake them up. So next up here, we've got Bronze Age, another Talon Buckholz introduction. I think an excellent pairing for Moonrise. Bronze Age is another Shirasawa X likely. Really cool color palette. It's going to be basically red with then bright bronzing over top of that. I think it makes a really fun pairing with Moonrise.
And what's in the name? Bronze Age. It describes this one exactly with that bronze colored new growth. The green veining, that bronze red color to it. It makes this a Shirasawa hybrid that is just outstanding. And people always ask, well, what's so great about Shirasawa? They're a little more cold tolerant in those zone 5s when you have those super crazy polar vortex type things. People often say those Shirasawa X's do a little bit better during the winter than some of the just straight palmatums. So amazing for those extreme cold snaps, but the colors on this are unreal.
Oh, that's awesome.
The fall colors, I know Sean and maybe even Jess took Bronze Age home last fall because they were like,
employees were after it as much as anybody.
The
when they
yellows
saw those here in person.
The yellows infused with the oranges, orange reds. They were just like, wow, what in the world is that?
I think it's underrated still. It hadn't gotten like full mainstream yet. I think as it gets out there more, it's just going to grow in popularity. It's an awesome plant and one I'm really excited about getting back in stock.
Great companion plant with Hot Blonde.
Oh,
good pair.
Color changes are crazy. Now, here's one that you've seen here before. If you look at MrMaple, everybody always loves to see big groupings of Makawas. This isn't even the full grouping, but some Makawa Yatsubusas here in the works. These are the grafted Acer palmatum Makawa Yatsubusa, so these are the actual cultivar. But I know you guys always love to see up close as all those little miniature bonsai-like trees going on there and the shapes. So we'll do a scan through of these, but awesome cultivar. You know Makawa Yatsubusa. Definitely check out our multiple videos talking about it, but you're gonna want a Makawa Yatsubusa in your garden for sure.
So Strawberry Spring right here, a new ghost from Talon Buckholz. This plant is one of the best where celebration is that pink red. This one is the most baby pink of any of the reticulated types, and really one of the most intense colors. Pinks.
Yeah, it's almost, it reminds me a little bit of like Amber Ghost and Celebration blended together a little bit. Like it goes through some really cool shades. And
the spring color of that pink, there's nothing else quite like it. I mean, it's not really purple, it's not really red. It's really a pink on the really reticulation. Unique. And it's probably the most pink reticulated type that I can think of. And it's one of the most intense colors. Yeah, it's been very durable for us too. We've really had a good time growing this one. It's been a good performer. We try to pick the trees we like the most and then keep offering it to you guys. You may have heard me say before, people ask, well, hey, do you grow this plant? We're like, And we try to only grow the things we find to be winners here at our nursery. So if we find something that's growing, we're going to keep producing that, keep it out to you guys. And if it's something with it that we think is less than awesome, you know, it's not something we typically offer here. So we try to weed the wimps out and only produce some of the best here. Okay, so speaking of the best, you know this one, Acer palmatum Lillians Jewel. So one of the best trees ever. Wow, some big sizes in these two for Lillians.
Lillians Jewel is one of my favorite pink on red variants. This one's going to leaf out in the spring with a ton of pink on dark red. You get it in some shade, you're going to get pink, white, and green. So you're going to get a lot of color variation there. But if you can give this one early morning sun, neon pink on dark red, the most stable form of neon pink on dark red for sure.
I remember getting the original plant from Del Aux.
Yeah. We were going nuts. We met some in the airport like, can you believe we got Lillians Jewel?
We were with Richard, our friend Richard Bomar, and Richard had found out about Lillians Jewel, told us about, he's got this cool plant. We got in with Del, got it set up where we could get some to be the very first.
There were lots of high fives in that rental car when we got Lillians Jewel.
We went to Oregon just to get Lillians Jewel and then made a trip of it. And this plant, the hype was well worth it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it is by far one of the most amazing red on pink and most stable variegated Japanese maples. Its style variegation typically isn't something you see very stable in like that splotched, very ununiform style variegation isn't very stable, but this plant is extremely stable in its variegation.
Awesome plant. Introduction by Del's grandson, our good friend Jonathan Savlich. His daughter Lillian is who this was named for. We've met her several times. Tell people when you see this one out, it's not Little Annie's Jewel. It's not Extravaganza. Say, hey, I'm sorry you've got this one listed incorrectly. It's Lillian's Jewel. And I like to always get that right for people. So make sure names are important because somebody took the time to put this one on it and name it after their granddaughter and daughter.
If somebody did the work to find it and name it, it shouldn't be renamed.
I agree. Lillian's Jewel, the right name on this one, you're going to want to add it to your collection. It is a showstopper.
Pretty awesome plant. I mean, there's awesome plants everywhere we turn. We've got some yellow threads in here.
Yeah, a bit of larger growth on these right now. Check out our late summer new growth video. We explain about some of the linear lobulums even having larger style foliage right now. So you're definitely going to see some exaggerated growth. Don't prune that out as the short of it. It's going to be awesome growth next year. So let that keep going, especially if it's grafted correctly.
And on top of that, you'll definitely see on this older growth that linear lobulum style like we talked about in that video. But this is a plant, there's been a lot of shade here with some sunlight. It'll really peak up the yellow colors on this plant. And this is really unique because it's one of the most yellow linear lobulum styles.
Right, I love this. Another Talon Buckholz introduction. Talon's retiring this year, so we'll have to do a whole deep dive series on that Showcase Saturdays about Talon Buckholz. That's definitely coming. We'll go deep into a lot of his introductions. Maybe even we can get him on interview if we're lucky. But Yellow Thread's one of his last introductions. It came out just a couple years ago, so it's that later series of his. Bright, bright yellow linear lobulum. I mean, think of Koto no Ito, but with soft yellow new growth. It's a showstopper. We did a whole video on it. Definitely check that out, where we show a specimen size yellow threads.
Amazing plant, and possibly one of my favorite linear lobulum styles.
Right. Some awesome purple ghost here, some nebula. We just covered a bunch of those, so let's move on up here. I mean, there's so much to talk about in this greenhouse. We talk about this one a lot, but I'll grab one up here. Gosh, man, these aren't even listed and they're this size. We probably better get these listed pretty soon. Tsukasa Silhouettes, these are giants. Tall, narrow green. We did a video on narrow trees. Columnar trees, check that out. But Tsukasa Silhouette, one of our very favorite columnar maples.
And we did a whole video on Tsukasa Silhouette as well, or at least a clip maybe, from Maple Street. I'm not 100% sure. But go check out our video on Tsukasa Silhouette. It's a narrow introduction by our friend Yataka Tanaka at Tsukasa Maple. And it doesn't waste a lot of energy growing sideways. It puts all that into growing up and narrow. Very durable and a really good red fall color as well. Yeah,
full video. We talk about how this one is awesome for a street tree even because of its durability. Keep this one in sun and don't prune the central leader. It's going to be an awesome narrow selection for you. Underrated fall color. Fiery reds and oranges in the fall. Excellent tree from Japan.
And we got more Ukigumos.
Man, there's a lot.
We've got Golden Falls.
Let's grab one of these Golden Falls to close it out here. Another amazing yellow, man. We've got to get some of this stuff listed. Again, this is all stuff in a house that we haven't deemed ready yet, so you can tell these are some great sized plants. Golden Falls, another Talon Buckholz introduction. We like to describe this one as Katsura X Ryusen, so smaller leaf, a little bit more your traditional Katsura style colorations.
And I love this plant for its yellow and weeping habit. The thing that I've fell in love with this is that early spring when you have that orange-red border on the yellow leaf. There's nothing else quite like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just really unique and special in that time of the season. And again, it's one of those styles you can grow in a hanging basket, you can stake up and let cascade down. There's so many ways to grow this style of Japanese maple.
Hey guys, we hope you like this walkthrough Wednesdays. This is a new format we're going to be trying. We're going to be premiering these on Wednesdays. It's a new show. We're actually going to reformat our channel a little bit to have daily shows premiering for you guys. We hope you enjoy this kind of content. We love walking through and just talking about Japanese maples, so we appreciate you tuning in so that we can share our passion for Japanese maples with you.
Really appreciate y'all watching. Make sure to share this video. And if you're interested in some of these plants, make sure you're signed up for our weekly email on Mr. Maple, because when you sign up for a weekly email, you'll be notified when these plants are becoming available on MrMaple.com.
Take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.